Most criminals, when they break into a place, steal something from it. But just recently, a man in Hamburg was fined 3,000 euros for breaking into a place to put something there. And no, not a bomb or even a threatening letter, but, and this is where the weirdness begins, a Christmas tree. The trial has only just concluded, but the incident happened about a year ago. It concerns a kindergarten which had decided that year that it wasn't going to have a Christmas tree. Apparently, every year the kindergarten decides in consultation with the children whether or not to have a tree. The idea, according to the kindergarten, is that the children, who may come from many different cultural backgrounds, should have some say in how their own kindergarten is to be decorated for Christmas. Now, I personally feel that you can legitimately have a discussion over whether or not this is a good idea. It's to be expected that a lot of people would object to a decision like this. And of course, we live in a democracy, so they should be free to express their opinions. But I also feel that responsible adults would, in expressing their opinions, conduct themselves with dignity. And that they would understand that the kindergarten has the right to have whatever Christmas decoration policy it wants. In the past 10 years, the kindergarten has decided on 7 occasions not to have a Christmas tree, and normally it's fine. I assume there are complaints, but responsible adults leave it at that. It's not as if the city isn't full of Christmas trees everywhere you look. But last year was different. Last year, the kindergarten said they received a barrage of racist insults and threats, as well as attempts at blackmail. A rumor went around saying that the kindergarten had banned Christmas, but as their website points out, no, other Christmas decorations did go up. They just decided not to have a tree. That all this was going on makes it easy to understand why staff reacted with shock when they arrived one morning to discover that somebody had entered the property and left a Christmas tree with presents chained to a fence. I should point out that nobody actually broke into the building, but having already received threats over this, staff interpreted this as another threat and went to the police. The man who has now been convicted of trespass is the 53-year-old managing director of a company that sells plants by mail order and who chose to attend court dressed in gardening overalls, which is really not the best way to make a good impression. The public prosecutor had offered to drop the case in return for a payment of 3,000 euros, but the man refused and has now been fined 3,000 euros anyway, although he does have the right to appeal. But his defense was that he was only trying to be helpful. He claims that he thought the kindergarten couldn't afford a Christmas tree and he was just trying to surprise them with a gift, and he couldn't understand why he was on trial for a good deed. And while all this was going on, his supporters, one of them dressed as a Christmas tree, protested outside the court. Some of them were wearing t-shirts that read, "No tree is illegal." Except, as the public prosecutor pointed out, that's not what he was on trial for. He was on trial for trespass. He entered the property in the middle of the night and without permission. Had he left the tree against the fence on the outside of the property, he would not be on trial. But, he argued, the gate was unlocked and he didn't see any keep out signs. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I know for certain that that is not how things work in Germany. There doesn't have to be any signs. There doesn't even have to be a fence. It is enough that a person of average intelligence would easily recognize a boundary of some sort. Or, as the judge put it, the legal situation is relatively simple. There was a gate. It is not desired that just anybody should enter this property. And that is to be accepted. And since you made it this far into the video, I assume you enjoyed it. If so, you can support my work here on YouTube and gain access to exclusive bonus content by becoming a channel member. To find out more, click or tap the join button or use the link in the description. A man in Hamburg was fined £3,000, €3,000. Some of them were wearing It concerns a kindergarten that had decided and that they would understand that the kindergarten